It is good to begin your PhD project with a clear vision of your desired destination. To quote Stephen Covey, begin with the end in mind. This maxim could be highly effective in the research context. One of the best ways to incorporate this habit of begin with the end in mind is to know the examiner's expectations. I mean the examiner who is going to evaluate your thesis. Now, let's take a look at the thesis evaluation matrix.
So, what are the examiners looking for? The examiner wants the candidate to hit the bullseye in every chapter. Say it, the introduction chapter, or the review of literature, the methods, the analysis, the conclusion, the references. In every chapter, they want you to be right on target. So the first thing that the examiners are looking for is the candidate's familiarity with the literature. So they want to ensure that the candidate is familiar with the major debates in his area and is up to date with the literature. Maybe he should know the impactful journals, the leading authors, the leading researchers in his domain. So they want to ensure if the candidate is identified the niche field. So every thesis should justify that it is a niche field. And the justification of niche field should be based on the evidences. So it's actually an extension of the familiarity with literature. So the next thing that the examiners are looking for is the novelty. The term novelty is an all-encompassing terminology. The novelty could be something that has not been said before. Maybe the researcher is working on existing theory which has not been applied in the way that the researcher is applying, or he could have adapted a new method, or he could bring a few interdisciplinary theories and club them together, or the contribution could be at the pedagogical level, or the contribution could be at the epistemological level. So there should be some kind of novelty, and the examiners are looking for the novelty in your work. So you should provide ample evidence to show that your work is novel, that your work is new, that you aren't reinventing the wheel, that you are doing something that has not been done before. The examiners also would want to ensure if the candidate has properly applied the research methods. So is the methodology sound? Has the researcher provided a strong rationale for somebody to replicate the work, or the procedures of data collection and the tools clearly articulated, or the findings novel? When you talk about findings, do you give them ample evidence to show that your findings are novel? So that these are the things that the examiners are looking for. And importantly, they are looking for original contribution. When I say original contribution, it means, does it generate significant knowledge? Is it publishable? Is the work sufficient to award a PhD degree? So that is what I mean by original contribution. And ultimately, what is very important is the presentation style. The presentation should be very lucid. It should be fluid. It should be flawless. So there should be no grammatical errors whatsoever. So a researcher should keep these aspects in mind, even at the initial stages of drafting a thesis. So these are some of the important aspects that the examiners are looking for.